Okay, why are you not showing up? Oh, Miku Miku streams. Thank you for the raid. That happened immediately. Thank you. Welcome. We're here to make mistakes today. I am here with the one and only Captain Hurricane, who I'm trying to get to show up. Refresh. This worked with Mark. Oh, there you are. There you are. I got you. I got you now.
Oh, hey, there we go. Hello! I am Captain
Hello.
Hurricane.
Hello,
And I am a
and
cute
I am
hedgehog.
Sonomikon. And we are here to make mistakes today.
Big mistakes. I'm glad that you're showing people your actual ramen so that you can show we're not cheating.
Yes, it is.
We are
It
actually
is
eating
here.
ramen.
I do have milk and apples to try and make it through all of this. I don't know if we're going to.
We'll try. Have you had much of the normal spicy buldak? I can't remember the name. Is it buldak
No.
noodles?
I've
No.
never had
Ooh.
any of the bulldog. I've thought about it because the normal spicy is at my grocery store, which is why I thought about putting it on my throne, which is how you sent this to me.
Yeah, this was also in my grocery store at the times too, which I thought was quite funny. So yeah, I've actually had once or twice the standard buldak ramen, and it's quite tasty, although it is quite spicy. So hopefully my body does not react badly.
Have you ever had the Shin, the Shin black ramen?
I think that's the one I've had, maybe.
Okay. Because that is normally too spicy for me.
Oh boy.
And I was wondering how that compared.
Okay.
I expect this to go badly.
Well, as I sent it to you, I feel like saying Femmes first might be bad because, like that would literally just be torture. So should we just go at the same time?
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oop, that's my fork on the microphone. So you're eating it properly with chopsticks, right?
I have with something like this. I actually have a really hard time with a fork.
That's fair. Okay. Are we ready to eat the ramen, the spicy ramen?
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh.
Oh, I feel it already.
Oh, gee.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, God. This was a mistake.
This was a mistake. I'm gonna let this burn a little bit. See if I can maybe get kind of used to it.
Whoo!
Whoo! Game over.
Oh boy, that cleared my sinuses immediately.
Whew! That's not going away. That's just staying there. That's lingering.
Yeah. That is just there. I'm gonna see if an apple helps me at all.
I mean, it's not untasty though.
No, it is actually pretty good. Like it's got kind of a nice sweetness in the burning.
Nice sweetness in the burning. Yes, there we go. Apparently, it's like chicken flavor. I don't know. I do not think that's true.
No, I think it is mostly chili flavor. The apple did not help at all. I'm going to resort to milk.
Goodness. Well.
That helped somewhat.
Have you ever seen or done the Hot Wings challenge?
I have seen Hot Wings related challenges. I have never done any.
This is reminding me of the top level spices. So.
Oh goodness! Wow.
Oh god.
And I think they're a higher level. I think they have like a 3 or 4 times spicy too.
They do. Oh, Jesus Christ!
I think so.
Well, maybe another time we'll have to do a 4x, and that will be. But we'll make sure we don't have actual streams after it as well. So.
Oh god, yeah. I don't have another stream after this. That was you making that decision.
Oh god, I do. Shit. Well, you'll just have to see me breathing fire over TIE fighters. So yeah.
Oh,
Or I might just spend
the
next hour just bathing in milk.
Yeah. You can see my Kiva coaster there. My mouse over there. It doesn't need to be here.
Okay, I'm starting to get used to the Yes, GD, I am playing X-Wing later, so no, not those, not my TIE. Twin ion engine fighters. That's a Star Wars term. Yeah. I'm getting used to the spice, I think.
I don't think I am. This is incredibly painful.
Mm.
Man, I was thinking about fried rice tonight. I may
back.
have to go back to rice porridge.
Oh god, I had a big spicy bit there. Okay, well, oof, like you, my sinuses are massively clearing up.
Yeah. Oh boy, I haven't
gotta
breathed like this in a while.
The beautiful sense of spice. I'm having to wipe out some of it from my fur as well because I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
Don't want to scratch myself and.
Oh god, yeah. I'm trying not to drink too much milk at once, so that I don't drink all of it.
Yep, sipping it is a good idea. One of my favorite.
Oh boy, my mouth is very
Woo!
tingly.
Just going full Ric Flair here. Woo!
Yeah. Woo!
Oh, pardon me. That's the coughing. Okay, that means I've ingested too much, which means I have to keep going. Oh. We can stop at any time, obviously, but see you, Thunderbird.
Take care, Thunderbird. You have a good one. You get your work done. This is my work today. I did get a little bit of work done yesterday, though, which I'm glad about. And then on Friday, we're going to be doing more work, and I'm going to be working on a Chibi Live 2D model for Choo Choo.
Oh, cool.
Which I'm very excited for.
Oh, Choo Choo the Toku Tuber?
Yes.
Ooh.
Choo Choo Online came to me to ask for a little chibi model with an alternate outfit. So I have the sketch down. The sketch has been approved, and we're going to work on inking and blocking on Friday.
That sounds cool. Oh, goodness gracious me. I'm getting there.
Yeah, you can see I'm eating it.
You're eating it, yeah.
I'm not enjoying it. It tastes good, but I'm not enjoying it. Oh boy. I'm still trying to get all these bots out of my chat, too.
How many bots do you have? You say like 200,000?
No,
you got a few though.
In Commander Root, I'm down in the 200,000s, but there's like a dozen of them just sitting in here. I never asked, but if your Scorpion avatar mainly influenced by Toku villains or a bit of... Yes, okay, you caught me. Ariane from Gurren Lagann is a big influence on my design. I absolutely love her.
I was going to say...
Gurren Lagann is one of my favorite anime. And she was... I don't know if she was my first Scorpion lady. I don't know if she's where that started, but she was a big part of it.
How many other Scorpion ladies are there?
Oh, there's a handful.
Okay.
There's her. There's Scorpia from She-Ra.
Oh yes, and
I have a lot of Scorpion dudes also. There's a lot of Scorpion dudes in Tokusatsu. I feel like we had one Scorpion lady.
Yeah, there was. Is it Lamia?
There was also Lami too. So
Lami.
We've had two Scorpion ladies. Because there was one in Geki Ranger.
Yeah, 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 GD
Yeah.
Scorpia.
Lami was her name. Jesus, I need to stop yelling. It's the spice
Yep.
in my mouth. Same character. Her name in Zoo Ranger was Lami, and I don't remember Power Rangers very well because I was very, very young at the time. So I know her more as Lami than Scorpia. The Scorpia I brought up was from She-Ra, who is incredible.
Think of Scorpina in Power Rangers. So, but yeah, Scorpia. She's great. Obviously, the best lady himbo.
Oh God, yes. Like, she is the classic example of himbo but a lady, which we need a word for because like bimbo is a very different word. Which I still use
Her
in positive connotation, but she's not a bimbo. That's something
Herbo,
different.
I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah, fembo. Fembo's a good
Hembo.
one. But yeah, the big influences on my design are Ariane from Gurren Lagann, Kegalesia from Go Onger. There's definitely a couple others, but those are the two like very obvious ones. I mean the 2000s era Sentai lady villains in general are kind of a big influence on my design and lore, but Kegalesia was Go Onger was my first Sentai, and she left a big impression on me. So it's like a lot of my color scheme comes from her design.
What an interesting first Sentai as well.
Yeah, the what happened was I had just gotten into Kamen Rider. I had just finished Double. This was around when this was like right when Forze was starting. So I was watching Forze with friends, and one of my friends, I forget who exactly the YouTuber was who did this. He did like stop motion Sentai robot toy videos that were combining them and stuff. I cannot remember who it was because I didn't watch a lot of them.
Is it Bruno from MMPR Toys?
Maybe they weren't voiced at all, which is also why like I don't remember. It was just complete stop motion of showing off the robots. Okay, GD knows the channel. Feel free to put the link in there, which I think you can do. If you can't, we can put it in the Discord. But a friend of mine showed me the Engine G12 video, and I looked at that robot and was like, I need context. I need context for how this happened. So I watched Go Onger, which I would not recommend to anyone as a first Sentai because it's fucking weird, but it worked for me. And if honestly, you could probably just search like stop motion Sentai robot and find it. But it, like I said, it worked for me. It was where my Green Ranger obsession started. I was really hoping that because Sho Aikawa wrote the Go Onger 10 Years After movie, I was really hoping, and because we knew Kegalesia would play such a big part in it, I was really hoping he was gonna call back to, like, one of 3 Go Onger episodes he wrote that was about the two of them. And he didn't, and I was kind of bummed about that, but... yeah, I was really, really into Go On Green. I was really into Kegalesia. Then I went from there to Deca Ranger, and absolutely fell in love with Deca Ranger. Went from there to Bokenger, and then from there to Gokaiger. And by that point, I'm like, well, I'm in, and you know, at that point I had watched Forze and O's. I forget where I went after that within Kamen Rider, but I was just in there at that point.
You Hide X, apparently. I guess that's the channel.
Okay. I'll have to look them
I'll
up
look that
and
up later.
Put a proper link in the Discord.
I've seen a similar channel of building Gunpla kits, which is quite fun.
Oh, I put more of this ramen in my mouth and it was a mistake. Immediately.
While you digest, I'll talk to chat. Hey, chat.
Yes. And then we met around when Tokuger was airing.
Yes, there was the Gaim Tokuja spring crossover, which the spring crossovers they did for a few years, and I was invited on a podcast about it, and that is where we met. And then we talked about Tokuja for a whole year.
Right.
So yeah,
That's right. I forgot that you were on our podcast for a hot minute about that.
yep. And then I think I was on the next spring crossover, and I think that was it. But it's
Yeah,
fine. Like
no.
those spring crossovers were wild.
Yeah, no, they still do them, but it's not quite the same thing as it used to be. It's
No.
more of like a little cameo now.
Yeah, I liked. I mean, it was weird because like every year it was like, aha, somehow Shocker's back. Somehow the
Yeah.
Emperor has returned. Somehow Shocker has returned, and we need
Actually,
both.
Saber and Zenkaiger did a slightly bigger, more elaborate one.
Oh,
Like that
oh
was
yeah, I
that
still
was
need to
full
watch.
episodes.
I need to watch Senki.
I still have to watch that too. I didn't actually watch the Saber episode with Zenkaiger, but I've watched the Zenkaiger episode with Saber. And
I
it's cute.
believe I could be wrong, but they weren't actually in the Saber episode. They were in a Saber movie. I could be wrong about that.
No, I think it was. I do think there was an episode.
Okay.
Because like the Zenkaiger episode is like a follow up to it. Because
Yeah.
the two, I think at the time they were still semi antagonistic. Sabella and Durandal like chase Zox and all of them back into Zenkaiger.
Yeah.
And it's a weird Orihime Hikaboshi episode.
Oh yeah.
And Sabella and Majine team up for a hot second. And then they get weirdly emotionally attached at the end. Like that was the thing I remember when the episode aired, which I didn't watch it at the time. But I was like, oh, like Sabella and Majine are lesbians, and I watched it and I'm like, they hug at the end, which doesn't really make sense because like Sabella runs up and hugs her, and I'm like, you were not emotionally attached to her at any point before this. If you're gonna give me lesbian content, like give me real lesbian content. It's 2022. I'm not accepting the cheap shit anymore.
Absolutely not. We need to have, was it the girls from I've already forgotten the name of the last Sentai. Kira Major. When they definitely Pink was.
Oh yeah,
gay.
no, Pink
Like,
Pink outright. Like there's an episode with this goth girl that has a crush on Blue. And then at the end of the episode, she like goes and confesses to Pink, and Pink like straight up does this very like erotic touching her face and is like, I can't, like, oh, I can't because of this. And I'm like, okay. I know we're not going any further with this, but you have at least confirmed Sayo as, like, distinguished bisexual. Kira Major was very good. I highly recommend.
Well, I hear she's very exact with her fingers, so.
Oh, yes. She's actually... I would like to do X8 again, but replace Hero from X8 just with her. They're essentially the same character, except Sayo has none of the angst, and is probably infinitely more competent.
Yeah. Was he the guy that ate cake?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
He was the surgeon with the cake.
Yes. I watched a bit of X8, so yes, I do remember him. Just about.
Yeah, no. I love X8. I do love X8. I just really don't like him.
He kind of turned me off it. Like, I felt like every other rider ended up being a bit of, like, started off as a bit of an arsehole.
Oh, yeah.
And just kind of put me
like,
off it
and
a little bit.
aside from the main kid, they all kind of did start off as assholes. But Taiga gets better once Nico shows up. Once Nico shows up, his character does a complete 180. Because now there's just someone who's not taking his shit. Like, he's essentially the same character for a while, except there is this literal child 3 feet to the left being like, Taiga, you fucking suck. And it makes it funny. It makes his entire thing funny. And,
okay, that works, yeah.
Kiria, you kind of understand why Kiria is the way he is, and then it's like, oh, you also want to be Emu's boyfriend, okay.
Oh no, I drank some of the broth. That was a bad
Oh
idea.
no! Oh no! Oh goodness. Like if you can binge your way through X8, it's pretty worth it.
Yeah,
Um,
I think the last episode I watched was the Christmas one where Poppy sang, which was quite fun.
oh yeah, the fucking Christmas episode where Toei ruined Christmas. Merry Christmas specifically to the 2-year-old who got Kiria's weapon for Christmas, watched that episode, and then told his father he was gonna go kill Dan Kuroda with it. Merry Christmas specifically to that 2-year-old. He is going places. It's been bugging me, but I eventually found the connection. I'm probably dim, but I only recently realized there's a design lineage between Ariane's mech Seirun. Oh, Jinketsu. Is that the white one? Sorry, I didn't watch Kill la Kill.
I think that is the white one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that is very much. I mean, even the black one voiced by Momotaro. So that's the only thing I know about Kill la Kill. It's very much visually just Seirun. It's very much
probably the same character
thing.
designers.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Kill la Kill was all the same people as Gurren Lagann.
Did you watch Little Witch Academia in the end?
I did watch. I did watch Little Witch Academia, which is again one of my favorite animes, one of my favorite Studio Trigger properties.
Oh, absolutely, I feel like Netflix kind of reined them in, so they just weren't horny.
Yeah, well, Little Witch Academia, even if you watch the original 2 movies, they're not that horny at all.
I actually really liked those original 2 movies. I thought they were very cute.
Yes, I was very excited when they were like, "Hey, we're taking this and making a whole show out of it." I was like, "Fuck yes, this is exactly what I want." Actually, I was part of the Kickstarter for the second movie. So I have the Blu-ray and a little art book somewhere.
Oh, sweet. Oh, pardon me. Right, I'm gonna go for this broth again.
Oh God!
Wish me luck.
Be safe.
Okay.
Promare was also all of the same people, like the same designers and writers. It's essentially the second half of Gurren Lagann again, except Rossi's actually a villain this time. Yeah, it is. This is a lot.
That was better a second time, but I'm out of milk.
Oh
no! I will survive. I'll push through. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, they also did the same Primari team did. Primari. Yeah, they did one of the Star Wars anime shorts.
Yes,
and that was very daft and fun.
I do want to watch that. The thing I love about this team is that they just keep making Nia over and over.
Yeah,
they just keep making her.
Which I feel is laser targeted towards you anyway. So.
Oh, absolutely. She's my girlfriend. She's my evil, beautiful space girlfriend. I love Gurren Lagann. One of my favorites of all time.
I may have cried a bit when she, spoilers, fades away at the end.
Oh God! That became part of my vocabulary. Was like any time a character does that, and this was again long before the Thanos snap. I'm not a huge fan of the later Marvel movies, Avengers stuff. But going the way of the Spiral Princess was kind of my my verbiage for characters very tragically dying, especially if they dissolve, which was just a thing for a couple of years. Like it happened a couple times in Bleach, which I was very into at the time.
I guess so.
I think I first saw it back then.
I first saw it in a Dragon Ball Z film, and I'm wondering if perhaps the kids who grew up with that film kind of end up being those animators 10, 15 years later.
Yes. Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann, both directed by Hiroyuki Imaishi, who is also connected Panty & Stocking, FLCL. Yes. Also, I can't think of the name right now because my mouth is full of fire. But the main writer for Forze was the main writer for Gurren Lagann.
Oh,
and thus
that
I
makes
think
sense.
Also Kill la Kill and Promare and those. Yeah, I can't think of his name because I'm dying slowly. Let me see if I can just pull that up real quick.
But yeah, like Forza has that sort of like really hot-bloodedness to it,
Yes.
and good friend group, which I think is very key to a good like trigger slash
Yeah.
you know,
Kazuki
that kind of
Nakashima.
dynamics production. Sorry, say
Kazuki
again. I was
Nakashima.
okay.
Yeah, no, well, that was why, spoilers for Forza, but, you know, it's been a decade.
Mm.
When Gentaro dies mid-season,
Oh.
there was during that week between episodes, the entire fandom on Tumblr, which is where I was, hello, Choo Choo, I'm dying. The entire fandom on Tumblr, which is where I was communicating with the fandom at the time, we all knew this. We all knew that it was Kazuki Nakashima, and we were like, "Is Gentaro not gonna come back? Is Kengo gonna
Oh.
pick up the belt? Is this a Kamina to Simon transition?" We were all very
Oh, wow.
afraid that's where this was going, because at the time a lot of us were very very new to Kamen Rider. We were either a lot of people had come in on O's or Double. I was essentially coming in on Forza. I had watched O's and was watching, or I had watched Double and was watching O's. So we weren't quite as aware of the tropes and the fact that Toei would not kill a 17-year-old in a children's show. Like, we weren't thinking about it like that, because now I'd be like, obviously they're not gonna kill this goddamn child. Tumblr Toku fandom was a disaster, and it is why I very much stepped away from the fandom as a thing pretty much until I came back via VTubing. Cause
That's fair.
I was LJ Old Guard. Yeah. See, I was fairly new to it at the time. So I wasn't thinking as much on the creative end of it as I would now. And by creative, I mean, like, Toei would not kill a fucking 17-year-old on a show geared towards 11-year-olds. They're not gonna do that.
I know for a brief time in the 2010s, I don't know if it started with Forza, but like, you know, the mid-season main character dies, but then the final form revives them in some way. I know that happened in Drive and Ghost, I guess, but Ghost was slightly
Yeah,
different.
it
Like,
happened briefly in, I think Forza really did start it. They wanted to make Forza a fun happy season due to the Fukushima incident.
yeah.
I think it was just a bit of Nakashima's writing style. Oh, Toei totally has killed children, but I don't think they would do it in that modern era.
Are we saying they've
Because
killed children in Kamen Rider, or are we saying they've killed them in real life? Oh.
maybe a little of both. But like I consider even pre-decade and post-decade Heisei to be completely different animals. Much less Showa, which is its own beast. Oh, they will do it again.
Yeah.
They're definitely not opposed to killing characters. I just don't think they would do one that young, especially not the main character. And it's why there's an episode of Revice where the episode preview implies that they're going to kill the three main characters' mom, and I'm like, they're not gonna do that. Like, she's gonna be fine. They would absolutely in this show, in the tone of Revice, I do not think they would kill the mother of the main character. Just based on the tone of Revice. It does kind of depend on the writer. Takahashi Yuya is a lot more willing to Koji Kabuto dies in magma. That's the classic in it. Because again, like Takahashi Yuya, who did X8 and 01, he's not afraid to kill people. He'll just fucking do it. Even though I'm very convinced Kiria coming back was not a retcon based on Backlash. I'm very convinced he had that plan the whole time and just didn't tell anyone. If you look at a lot of interviews at the time, Especially it interviews with Graphite, the actor who played Graphite, who also
Hmm.
came back after being killed, and like he died and his actor was given flowers. They made the optics of these characters being removed from the show, and then you went to him as like, I have plans to bring you back later. And I think he just very much kept Kyria coming back close to the vest because he did not want that secret leaking. Okay, Choo Choo, you
See you,
take
Choo
care of
Choo.
those mechs. Um, enjoy is a strong word for what we're doing, but
Whew.
yeah, it's that thing where the more people who know a secret, the more likely it is to get out. So I
Yeah.
think it was just a thing where Takahashi Yu was like, I am not even gonna tell Kiria's actor that I plan to bring him back.
Well, it's kind of wild. Like being on this side of the Atlantic, we always get the news of the next Doctor Who has been announced. It's like, oh, what? So the Doctor's going to die? Then that's a spoiler. We know the Doctor's going to die.
Yeah.
And that, and and we see images of characters being given flowers because it's their last day. So I think it's interesting that some people now kind of play with that, whether it's stuff like Tokusatsu's Kamen Rider thing for kids, or whether you're casting a different Quicksilver in your Marvel TV show, just to fuck with people.
Yeah.
Um, it is wild that we have to go to those lengths now just because of how open the industry is, and like I think it's there are good things to why the industry is sorry, I'll say that again. There are good things coming out of the industry being more open, but then we get problems like, oh, we now know the big reveal or whatever at the end of the thing because you have to announce it, you have to get the press for it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's so much of why after Tokuger, it was actually because of Ninja, but
Hmm.
why I stopped like looking at magazine leaks and all of that, and
Yeah,
like actively blocking those kinds of things. Not just magazine leaks, but like toy announcements, press conference announcements for new shows, because it became such a thing where it was altering my experience of watching the shows.
yeah,
Because I have not gotten more than 8 episodes into Ninja, because
yeah.
before Ninja aired, there the magazine leaks and shit were going around, and everyone was really not jazzed about Ninja, which in the end I guess turned out to kind of be the right call from what I've heard.
Yeah. I mean, I think I was probably one of the ones you were seeing who was like, whoa, this
Well, it
gold guy, I love his hamburger more fur. But
yeah,
I don't
see,
think I
like
was as negative as some others. So,
that was the thing. It was I was seeing a lot of this show is gonna suck, but haha, funny
yeah.
Hamburger Man. And I'm just like, I don't mind like being excited about like the sixth, but I'm like, y'all have decided the tone, like y'all in the general, the broad sense,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, have kind of decided the tone of this show before it's even started airing.
Yep.
And I'm like, I have a hard enough time getting excited about the Sixth Ranger as it is, because that usually really fucks with the dynamic, and most of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
past couple of years they haven't been amazing. Um I think frankly I think Zyuohger, oh no, Lupot was the last time we had a sixth that I really got excited about.
Mhm.
And then
I think
before
that was
that,
also quite interesting, it being a sixth for both teams as well. I think they
yeah,
kind of
oh,
played with it in an
that
interesting
was a
way.
great idea. I have so
Yeah.
many opinions on Lupot. Y'all have heard me y'all have heard me say my opinions on Lupot. But I'm like, I'm already compounding the negativity of these suits suck, this show's gonna be bad, with the weird Sixth Ranger vibes, and the show hasn't even started airing. So once I hit the episode preview where he first showed up, I'm like, nope, I'm done. I don't have it in me for this.
Yeah, I mean, I did actually quite. There was some great action in Nin Nin, and I did quite like the lot of the kind of the teasers at the wider Sentai universe in it. But yeah, it wasn't great overall. In fact, I would say watch Ninja Steel instead. It's a bit more fun.
Oh, really? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I would say the same about Dino Charge, was it called, that they did
Oh,
from
Dino Charge was.
Ranger?
Yeah. Ah,
Oh,
Maru. Hello, Maru.
Maru.
The spice must flow.
Maru,
Yeah.
I am suffering. It's actually kind of better now that it's cold.
Yeah. Oh, I have finished mine. Oh, I'm going to cough now, but let me mute myself.
But yeah,
Blair.
after Tokuger, we hit kind of a rough patch in Sentai where I think Toei got so caught up on what the beats of Sentai are supposed to be.
Yeah.
That Sentai got really, really stagnant until we hit Q Ranger.
Yeah.
And then I've said this before, Q Ranger and Loop Hop were these big experimental things that at least allowed Sentai to really start over and kind of mess around and be something interesting and fun again. And like I like Zyuohger. I do. I like it a lot, but it has some really good character dynamics, but it is easily the most mediocre Sentai.
It's
like, in
weird
modern
how by the
Heisei.
numbers it is.
Yeah. Like, the fact that the villains have absolutely nothing to do with the heroes is, I think, what absolutely kills. Just make them poachers! Make them poachers who were aliens who went into Zooland and then followed everyone through to Earth. It would at least bring that show up to being, like, good.
Yeah, it's because also remember when it first started, all kind of the Minecrafty style aesthetic of it, and that was never really made use of it. I mean, I know you said before that they decided the toys before the story, but they could have done something with that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, well, that was when Zyuohger was the first show that we did for my Sentai podcast. We started with Zyuohger. Because I was really excited after. I'm like, oh, Ninja's over. Okay, I'm gonna get back into Sentai. Which, again, is not a knock against Ninja. I just wasn't gonna watch it.
Sure.
I was excited to get to watch a Sentai again. And, like, we're looking at the designs in the first episode, and I'm like, every single design in this show needed another, like, 45 minutes at the design table. They're so close to being good.
It was also weird how the toys then just became like quite boring. Just blocks.
It's such a weird thing because Zyuohger actually has really interesting like lore and character dynamics, and they do almost nothing with it. Like, all of the Zooland stuff, when they touch on it, is really good. And it is irrelevant.
Because you got to fight the monster of the week, and maybe yeah.
And it's like they have this whole story about like Bird Kusaka and how he like saved the Red when he was a kid and then got like exiled for it because he's not supposed to interact with humans. And I'm like, that's fucking fascinating. Why aren't we talking about that? Is Kusaka busy? Is he busy? Is that why he's not here?
But then Joseph Joestar Gorilla does it as well, and it's kind of fine.
Well, like, I think the thing with him was like he like wasn't trying to go back. He just lives here and studies humans, and I guess like sends information back sometimes. And like I ended up with this whole headcanon about how Amu is like the princess of Zooland because there's a lot of weird things that would make that make sense.
Yeah.
But they never talk about her backstory. She is the only one who has no backstory at all.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Huh.
It's so strange.
Did they sort of imply that I've forgotten the Green Ranger's name, the elephant guy.
Tusk, yeah.
Did he I feel like they implied he was like high class, maybe royalty? Is that right? Am I remembering correctly?
Yeah, there's an implication that like his father was someone really important.
Right.
And And there's also a weird implication that he is a lot younger than the rest of them, but just looks the same age because he's an elephant and therefore is like big.
Yeah, that sounds right. Even though he's like the mature one.
Yeah,
well, I
like
guess maybe
the
Sellers the mature one
Halloween
as well.
episode is very, very strange if he's not actually like 13.
But speaking of mature people, Seller though, one of the best blues.
Oh yeah,
Very much love
I
Sella.
love Amu. Amu is my favorite, but I love Sella. I absolutely adore her. She's wonderful. She got a good amount of story. She had a good character arc.
She did. I did enjoy her character. Also, quite like that she seemed to be a bit of a reference to Gal White, like with her design and stuff.
It was actually the way they kind of lined this up with Gal Ranger was really interesting, which I think is probably because those two was 20 years apart. Gal Ranger
15.
was an anniversary series, and I think was the 25th.
Yes, it's 15 because it's 40th.
50, okay, 40. I keep thinking that they're 45. That Zyuohger is 45 for some reason when it's obviously not. But the two anniversary Animal Sentai, they lined them up in kind of an interesting way.
Hmm. Well, they even have a rod for the 6th.
Yeah.
Slight similarity there. Oh, and
he had
beast
almost
similar?
the same animals. They replaced his third animal was a hammerhead shark, and I think they replaced that with a rhino in Zyuohger.
Yes, that sounds right.
Because I know the wolf, the wolf is the same. What's the other one? And the crocodile.
Crocodile, yes.
The wolf and the crocodile are the same. And I think just because of the way that because Sella was already a shark.
Yeah.
They didn't want to use Hammerhead like directly because Gao Silver is his core theme is wolf, so having Gao Blue be a shark didn't like overlap in quite so much.
Sure.
But since Misao was technically all three, they didn't want two sharks. I'm assuming.
That's fair. Oh god, yeah. Also, like with Zyuohger, I was waiting, the entire season for each of them to have their alternate power, and then lift up their
I was so mad they didn't do that because it's there. Right. It's built into the helmets. You can see
absolutely
that their visors are meant to go back.
God, I can't believe. Well, didn't people figure out which of the Zords, the cubes, the robots were supposed to be their powers in the end? I can't remember.
Did they? I know I had guessed at a few of them, but I don't remember if anyone had actually figured it out.
Hopefully they would have been a bit better than the goose suit they gave Gorilla.
God, yeah. It was a mess. Zyuohger it's a good show. It's fine. It's so mediocre.
Yeah.
It is an aggressively mediocre show.
Oh, I wish we had more designs like Duo Whale, though. I do like the sort of the long coat cape thing in a Sentai suit.
Like, I wish they would do shows with, like, capes or coattails more. Because, like, it looked really good on Wizard. The capes look really good on Magi Ranger.
And, like, with a long coat or a long cape, you can do nice swishy stuff, which just kind of looks cool in action, which is, that's the Sentai thing. Although, I guess one of the reasons they don't do it is because it can be dangerous for the stunt actors, and I get that.
Yeah.
So,
no, that does make sense.
Then they have Sparta helmet.
Yeah. Oh god, I love Q Ranger. I actually really like the designs in Q Ranger. I think it was really interesting that they all had slightly different suits based on like who they were. Like the wolf guy, Garu, had the like fuzzy velvet suit.
Yeah.
Instead of the fake leather or the spandex.
And Champ had like kind of just more armor on his suit,
he was like really armored so that it kept the body shape. Like I thought that was really cool. I liked that. I kind of wish one of the Gokaigers had a
Ah,
coat. I remember there was fan art of an OC 7th Gokaiger who was black with red accents and okay, in 10 Gokaiger, Marvelous gets a coat with the upgrade they get in that
Oh,
movie. Um, God, Tengo. Have you watched Ten Gokaiger yet?
me? Oh, I have. Yeah, I don't know if Mario
Okay,
has.
I thought so. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, am I spoiling things?
No, no, no,
Just because
no.
that's
I'm
fairly
thinking
recent. But I'm
about.
like, I was pretty sure that you had because it's
I
Gokaiger.
yeah. I
And
perhaps watched it while I should have been working. Let's just say
yeah,
that.
no, I think we both like jumped on that immediately when it came out.
But
Mario
I think
Gokaiger is
Mario, like
so worth finishing. It's so
the
good.
go that Gokai Black design I have seen going around DeviantArt, and I think I'm not sure if it's directly referenced in the special upgrade outfit that he gets, but the coat he's wearing throughout most of the film is actually similar to that. So I don't know how much of that kind of Gokai Black fan design became was referenced, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm also slow at watching things. I really want to get back to like Kaku Ranger and I want to get
Oh
around to
yeah.
like Kamen Rider Black, but I'm slow. I really want to watch Mabus. I cannot wait for when Shout
What
Factory has Mabus out. Ultraman Mabus.
I
Mebius?
yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know how to say
Mebius,
things.
Mebius,
I just know that's the one with
Ultraman.
Hikari in it, and I'm like fucking horny for Ultraman Hikari for like I don't know why. I do not know why. I just really like that design.
It's fine. It's fine. You're in a safe place. We can talk about these things here.
But yeah,
But
what was I
I've
gonna
got
say
O
about
Rangers to watch
Gokaiger?
next. Actually, I got the Shout Factory DVD set for that.
Ooh, I need to pick up their Sentai DVDs. I
Yeah,
haven't gotten a chance to, um, but like I'd probably pick up Kaku Ranger and like Time Ranger.
yeah.
Um,
I'm slowly building my collection. Although I have watched others off the DVDs, like a naughty hedgehog that I am. But yeah, I do want to just I want to go with the DVDs just to. Oh, sorry, my apologies. My frog in my throat.
yeah,
Spicy frog in my throat.
just in the
Yeah,
hopes
I do.
that Hasbro will, because Hasbro doesn't seem to want to do Power Rangers the way that it has been traditionally done anymore. Which,
Yeah.
like, fair. I don't care what they do with Power Rangers.
Mm.
I just want them to get. I just want Shout Factory to be able to get an agreement back with them to continue releasing Sentai, because the next one they would release is Abba Ranger, and going into that era of Sentai,
It's
which is
wild
my
that they
era
got
of
there.
Sentai.
We were like 9 months away from a Deca Ranger DVD set,
I
like
know
officially released in the West.
we were literally like 2 years away.
Wild, and also very close to Magi Ranger and Bug Ranger,
Yeah,
and
like I
there's
think
some.
we were literally within like 2 or 3 months of Abba Ranger,
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
and
I feel like they're releasing more than one a year, so yeah.
yeah,
But
we
yeah,
were
yeah,
very close.
we were close. But yeah, I'll try and hoover up. Well, the one because I'm doing this silly VR Troopers podcast. Sorry, Mario, I'm going to have to bring up VR Troopers again. One of the things is that half of season 2 is exceptionally rare. The second half of season 2 DVD is exceptionally rare, and it's not streaming anywhere. So, yep, that's no way we can watch those. Sorry, Maru. I've forgotten the change phrase for Spielban, even though I say it every time on your stream.
What was I gonna say about
Uh,
Gokaiger?
okay, sure. There we go.
I've been thinking something about Ten Gokaiger, and then I forgot what it was. Or maybe it was just about Gokaiger in general. But I don't know. Gokaiger was real good. I because I haven't been watching Zenkaiger, my Sentai podcast, we went back and covered Gokaiger instead.
Yeah.
We just did the Bokenger episode, and
Oh, nice.
going
Yes,
back to
yes.
that after a decade, I'm like, wow, this really is. I was very surprised that it wasn't an episode that was written by Naruhisa Arakawa, and because Arakawa wrote a good chunk of Bokenger,
Right.
but it was by Shimoyama Kento, who hadn't written on Bokenger at all. I was like, really? Because this is still just a Bokenger episode. This is straight up just an episode of Bokenger, but they've replaced like Masumi and Sakura with Marvelous and Luca.
That's fair. Did you tell the story about how he nearly broke her arm watching that episode?
Oh yeah, the first time I watched that episode, I had watched like 5 episodes of Gokaiger, and I was like, okay, I just finished episode 20. I watched a bunch. Should I watch one more? And all of my friends were like, yes, watch the next episode, because I hadn't watched the episode preview, so I didn't know. I wasn't watching them because I'm like, I'm just gonna watch the next episode anyway. So all my friends were like, yes, watch the next episode, do it right now. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch one more. So I'm sitting there, and at the time, I'd been kind of hard on Gokaiger early on because I was coming off of Bokenger, which was immediately my favorite. It was such a big thing for me. And Gokaiger felt so similar to Bokenger, but like not quite. And I knew there would be a Bokenger episode, so I was like really waiting for it. By the time I got to episode 20, the one where Luca like dresses like a maid and goes to get the gold tree,
Yeah.
I thought was gonna be the Bokenger episode, because I'm like, that sounds like a Precious, and then it wasn't, and I was like, oh, okay. So by the time I had completely forgotten about it and I wasn't thinking about it. And then at the time I had this like pull-out bed. It was like a pull-out couch bed that was folded up into a couch at the time. So it was this wooden frame that was up against my wall. And I'm watching the episode, and it's literally exactly at the 1 minute mark that Akashi walks onto the ship. And I like slammed the side of my shoulder into the back of this pull-out couch.
Jeez.
Like into this wooden frame. And like
he does just appear
so
without any
bad.
warning, so I don't
He
blame
does.
you.
He's just on the boat and he's just like, hey, I want breakfast too. And I'm like, holy shit. Holy shit.
Because it's the
that's
god
my
opening,
husband.
so you haven't had the title to kind of like get you thinking, wait, is this the Bookender episode?
Yeah, like he's just there suddenly, and like he like says that line and they cut to his face and then they go to the opening. It's timed so well.
It's great, it's perfect. And they're like, how the shit did you get on our ship?
You're like, adventure.
He's got his
I
ways.
just do.
Yeah.
I mean, logically, he does have a standard issue like pocket grappling hook. He could
That's
theoretically
fair.
get
Yeah.
up there pretty easily. And he does still have it. It's also, he uses a flashlight at one point in the episode, and it's the same apparatus.
Yes, yeah.
I am, as much as I like it as a detail, the fact that he's missing his Excellular because, he can't transform into Boken Red.
Yeah.
It's still like, they use that for a lot of other things.
And I feel like other Sentai Rangers have their their changer or morpher or whatever.
Yeah, I
with them
think some
still?
of them do. I know that, I'm pretty sure that Maji Red at least had his, like, wand sword. I think he had that.
I'm pretty sure that the Deckers had their license, but I guess also it's their...
Yeah.
It's their, so
I
it's
mean,
a bit
it's
more...
their,
but
it's
yeah,
their
the-
license and their phone, but it's the same thing with the Bokengers. Like,
yeah, exactly.
they
yeah.
use that for things other than becoming Bokengers. They, like, it's their phone. It's what they use to determine how, like, dangerous a magical item is.
Yeah.
They need that. I mean,
Oh,
I'm assuming he just forgot it. Or, like, it was broken and Sakura's fixing it.
He did have the thing to put the Precious in, I guess, so...
Yeah, he did have the box.
yeah.
But I also really like the implication at the end of the episode that, like, he didn't really need the Gokaigers to go get that thing. It was all just kind of him doing a favor for Aka Red to, like, get Marvelous back in the right headspace.
Hell yeah. Oh, 'cause what does he say at the end? Like, is this enough, Aka Red? Or
Yeah,
will that
he's
do?
like,
Doesn't he? Yeah.
yo, is this good? Where it's like, this last favor to the memory of his friend who will be back next year because another Red
Oh.
Ranger will show up and he's resurrected. That was one thing in Strongest Battle that I was kind of bummed they didn't bring up, just because in a Zyuohger special, they met Aka Red,
Yes.
and Marvelous and Yamato were on the were the main characters, essentially, of Strongest Battle, and I'm like, tell him his dad is alive!
I remember you yelling about that, and yeah, that would have been cool. Like, even if it was just a side, like, oh, I met this guy called Aka Red.
Yeah, it's like,
Pushes
I
him
wonder,
against
just
the
be
wall.
like, I wonder if Aka Red is here. And, like, do a thing about it. Have they made any reference to Aka Red in Zenkaiger at all?
Not that I can recall. There was a special movie to do with like Reds. I think it was mentioned in there.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't think
know
so.
in like not in the core series, but I was wondering if in any like other things.
Yeah, no, not that I can recall. But I still got an episode or two to get like so maybe he'll come up
Yeah,
then.
I don't know. I need to grab the last handful of episodes. I think 41 was where I stopped when I caught up because that's what was out at the time.
Right. Fair. Yeah, I think next week is the last episode of the week, so you don't have too long to wait for that.
So I'll, once that's out, I think I'll just take a day, watch them all, and then when the next one starts up, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about it yet, but
I'm coming through extremely choppy apparently. Ooh,
that's weird.
Do I sound okay to you?
Yeah, you sound fine for me, and you look good on my monitor.
Oh. Okay. Sorry, Mara. Maybe just cutting out with both of us talking at the same time. Whoops.
Weird.
I thought it was my PC dying. Oh, crikey. Well, so it must be something to do with Twitch then. I blame Twitch. I blame Twitch for all our problems.
Twitch for most things. I'm very curious. I forget what this other live space. Okay, you sound okay now.
I sound okay now. Okay, maybe it was just a weird bandwidth thing.
Weird hiccup.
Never mind.
I know I talked about it on the Discord a little. I don't know if Twitch will get angry about me for talking about this on stream. But there's another platform that's launching in March that I want to take a look at. I think it's like live.space.
Sure.
Something like that.
I think I remember you posting about that, yeah. Well, I think Twitch doesn't like if you stream... Like, say if we were doing this now and you were streaming to whatever this Just Sound thing as well, they don't like that. But
both. So I'm thinking about like alternating back and forth until their like sub program launches.
Yeah.
And then seeing how I do, because they're apparently going to have a much better revenue split.
Oh yes, I think that sounds the 50-50 split on Twitch is maybe not the best, but
yeah, you can alternate. You just can't multi-stream. You can't stream the same data to more than one site. Apparently, a loophole, a thing that people do on TikTok, is they will be streaming to Twitch, but will point their phone at their computer screen and stream that to TikTok, and that is allowed because it's different data.
That's amazing.
It is technically different data, so that is not against their terms of service. But I am thinking about alternating with live space and seeing how I like it, because it's supposedly just going to have better discoverability. The revenue split is better. My big worry is stuff like Mix It Up not having integration, because that's how I do all of my sound alerts and my voice changer.
Yeah.
And, maybe they won't have that at first, but by the time they get other stuff launched, it'll be available. So, I don't know, maybe I'll do my art streams over there for a bit. Maybe I'll add another stream day and do 2 on Twitch, 2 on Live Space. Just until I see which one works better for me.
Sure. Yeah, I know a couple of people who do YouTube and Twitch interchangeable. So, yeah.
Speaking of voice changer, I think someone just comic turned on the little robot voice changer.
Are we doing voice changing now? Let's see what voice changes I can turn on myself. I think I've got a robot here.
Yeah.
No, that's a magic chords, and I sound like
that's my That's what I use for auto-tune.
I got.
Yeah, no, I can't hear it. I could turn
robot.
on camera myself. There we go.
No, you.
And I think that's what I use for this one.
Okay, I am on a robot.
I need to talk about a child. Oh, this is a weird voice changer. I don't know how easy it is to understand me. I'm gonna turn off your earmuffs because it like throws me off.
Yes, no, I have your stream muted so I don't know how it sounds.
Yeah, I know how the auto-tune one sounds because I listen to the MC Deku Tree clip like once or twice a week. That is the funniest clip of my channel.
It's great. It's wonderful.
I'm gonna be putting together a little highlight reel for reasons, I think, and that's definitely going in there because I need a highlight reel anyway. I need something as like my welcome video to the channel.
I need to do more highlight videos. I've done a couple in the past, and they've always been funny and done well. But
So much reverb.
yeah, it's the time.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna like alternate with live space kind of until I have figured out which one works better for me.
Sure.
Just because if they have a better revenue split and a lower payout threshold, and I can do all of the same stuff, if it's gonna have, it doesn't even really need to have Stream Elements integration. That's mostly in OBS.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Maybe I'll have a look at it as well because I only do mainly 2 streams a week, but I could always do like a third one just on there to see how it goes.
Yeah, like
and hopefully it does well, you know.
I may move like my art stream over there and then do some alternate game stream over there.
Yes.
Just to see, because, you know, if it turns out to be a good platform, you want to get on there early. I know they won't have, like, payment stuff right away.
Sure,
but that is, like, in their immediate roadmap because it needs to be. There also won't be, like, an affiliate program. It's just if you go on there, you can turn that on.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
So you don't have to earn being able to get paid.
I mean, I for me, it's fine. I got a full-time job or whatever, but I just wanted custom emotes and such, and
yeah,
having to earn those was the annoying part more than just the affiliate stuff.
Yeah, no, I am glad like Twitch released like follower emotes and stuff. I need to make more or buy more. Probably make more because now for me, like my financial situation is complicated.
Yes.
Complicated is a word for it. So, you know, if Twitch had it's spaghetti time. You want some spaghetti, GD? You can see I've got spaghetti for you.
It's on your head, I forgot.
Yeah, no, I've thought about adding it to my tail, but I'm not sure how that would work when I start doing model swap things.
Eat your spicy spaghetti.
Oh god, yeah. No, it's time. Let's put some spicy spaghetti in my face. Regretty spaghetti. This is
spice
truly
must
the
flow.
regretty spaghetti.
The spice must flow straight from my fork all the way down, all the way to the end.
Yep. But yeah. So I guess keep an eye on the Discord to see which one I'm going to be streaming on when that happens.
You're not sure what you expected for this redeem? Well,
you should have expected spaghetti because that's what you got. That was actually that was based on my very first TikTok. No, that redeem is always there. That redeem has been there for a while. My very first TikTok, I didn't have the hat. It was just the arm, and it was just hey bitch, you want some spaghetti? And that was the whole TikTok. And I still find that one.
It makes me laugh every time you go to Be Right Back and it comes on.
Yes. I love that one. I love that TikTok. I want to remake it at a slightly higher quality. Because at the time I didn't have my phone for tracking. So I recorded that on webcam and uploaded it directly through the website. So I kind of want to remake that one.
I need to check out Android phone tracking.
It's apparently not amazing. Webcam is better than Android.
All right.
So
Okay.
if you're already using
Yeah.
webcam,
Yeah.
it'd
I don't think
probably
I've
be
got
better
any
to
of the
stick with
extras.
that.
And I don't have like Mouth X to make use of
Yeah.
any of the extra features either. So yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I do
like
have the old Twitch integrated throwing system going though, so that's fun.
yeah, I still need. My problem with getting that set up is you have to like crop out the UI.
Oh.
And,
No, I feel like there was like a button to turn the UI off.
Is there a button
Yeah.
to turn the UI off? Because I cannot find it, and everything I found was like, no, you have to crop out the UI in OBS.
Oh. No, I swear it was like F8 or something like that. Maybe I can't remember.
Okay, I
It was
will
A
re-examine
button.
that later, because that's the only reason I haven't set it up, because I have in VTube Studio I move around using hotkeys instead of
Sure.
having my being repositioned in different scenes. So like, you know, I just have it set to F. Oop. That moved me.
Ah.
That did something in Firefox. But yeah, so
I have a tail now.
I have one
Wahaha.
to move me down here. I have one to move me up here. I get real close.
If you didn't think I had enough spikes on my back, I now have a spiky tail. Ah!
I can get far away.
I like when you're zoomed in, it's like actual size of me versus you.
Yes. So, oh, that's the wrong one. So yeah, I move around that way instead of having VTube Studio just placed differently in different scenes.
Sure.
I find it to be more consistent.
Yes, and you can set up hotkeys for different positions of the kind of the outline of the model on tits. So at least you could probably bind it to the same ones.
Probably that would make sense. A thing that I found out in VTube Studio that I'm very excited to play with now that there is the expression editor in VTube Studio.
Oh yes,
you can hotkey expressions, and anything you can hotkey things to the same key. So say you can hotkey an expression and a prop to the same key, and it will execute them both.
Yes, I guess so. Yeah. That's cool.
So,
I'm just used to the old school way of expressions, but now that it's actually supported in VTS, it's a bit easy to do.
It's just a thing where it's like, I would love to like pay Minty to like add more expressions to my model, but Minty doesn't have time and I don't have money.
That's fair.
So like, I can do a sad face now. So I want to like make a little tears prop to like add to the sad face.
No, you're so sad. Please don't be sad.
There we go. I fixed it. I turned it off. I'm very much looking forward to being able to exclude certain parts of the art mesh from pinning.
Oh yeah.
Because the reason I don't have a sunglasses emote is because glasses keep trying to pin to my flower.
Yeah. I sometimes they bind to my eyelid, so when I blink, the sunglasses fly around.
Oh yeah, I've had great. That also. So I want to. I don't know
I've got
how to like. I'm probably gonna have to go in and rename all of my art meshes, and I don't know how to do that.
It's not too bad. I can always give you a hand with that. But I think my steering wheel is actually like I've rigged it into my actual model rather than having it as a prop. Which so it kind of actually works a bit better for that.
Like the hearts, like I think this is my angry one. The hearts. Ooh. And the cat paws are all rigged into my model specifically. Your model. And of course the waving arm.
Yes. I just need to be right back for a moment, so okay, no sorry about this.
No problem. I'm gonna eat some more of these spicy noodles and regretty spaghetti. Let me stir these up a little bit so they're a little more saucy. This is terrifying. These are way too spicy for me. I don't know if y'all have had the Shin Ramyun. I know that's a very popular one. That is too spicy for me. And I like spicy food. But I like also having other flavors in my food. So anything that's like this, where it's just the only thing you taste is spice, is a little too much for me. Oh my god, this was a mistake. The milk only helps so much. Oh my god, my throat.
I return.
Ah, yes.
Don't worry about it.
That's a sound effect.
But yeah, it's
I-
just a
I-
thing where it's, I don't have the money and M doesn't have
Sure.
the time. So being able to just add like a simple expression, like a sad face, is nice.
It's good. Yeah. Yeah. I need to add a few more to mine. I think I've only got angry and sad, but I need more. I need more, and I have the power to do it. So I just need to.
You do. I have thought about when I work on my own chibi model, going into live 2D and experimenting. Okay, Mario, you have a good night. You
See you,
study
Mario.
hard. Kick Robot University butt. But yeah, I've thought about going in when I do my own chibi model, and maybe experimenting with live 2D, see if I can figure anything out.
Yeah, it's. I think it's easier than it used to be to kind of do it now. As you said, the last time you looked, there wasn't much in the way of
There were no
tutorials
English
and-
tutorials.
no. And now there are a ton, and they're adding. I think that they just announced new features they're
blow
adding
shapes.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about that because you should see some models are done like the nesting of the of the different kind of warp deformers you have is just ridiculous. With the blend shape though, it's not so bad.
Yeah, no, so
it's all good.
curious to see if I can go in and maybe learn a little bit since I'm offering models now.
Mm.
Just because I feel like most people want to get their model and rig in the same place if they can.
Yes, that makes sense. And yeah, it's I think with the chibi models as well, it should be. Well, I'm not going to say easier, but it should be more accessible.
Yeah.
Let's just say.
I mean, I don't know if I'll end up doing it, but I'm at least gonna give it a shot, and if nothing else, just really get out there and push my model offerings.
Yeah, absolutely. 'Cause you do good models, my friend. It's
I'm
people should pay you for
very,
it.
very proud of the ones that I've done recently.
Yes. Yes. Secret yes.
Yes, that secret model. I finished a chibi model for my giveaway back in October, I think. Oh god.
Yeah.
That took a while, but that took a while because my brain was not in it quite the way it is now.
That's fair.
But I'm
That's
really
fair.
pleased
I
with
think
how
I'm-
that one came out. I'm very, very pleased with how the secret model came out.
Secret model.
I'm
Yeah,
very much looking forward to that.
Yes. I haven't got too far with secret model yet, but soon.
Soon. That's okay.
Eat
Don't worry
more.
about it.
Eat more noodles. Eat your
Oh,
noodles.
God.
Eat your hamburger, Apollo.
I'm actually only like 2 degrees separated from her.
Sorry, what?
I'm only like we have a mutual friend, she and I.
Oh! The person that drew that comic. Yes.
Yes.
That's cool.
I know there's one where, she's talking about like being into Pokemon in elementary school and then not so much in middle
Yes.
school, and then like in college, like being really back into it with the people around her.
Yes.
And
That was a classic.
one of those people is our mutual friend.
Ah, that's cool.
So
Yes, that spoke to one of my friends because I kind of, yeah, because I was one of the people who was like, yeah, I played Red and I played a badly translated Realm of Gold, and then I didn't really do much until Gen 4, which I
Yeah.
think is like when that comic is like everyone's back into Pokemon.
Yeah, no, that was kind of the same for me. I didn't play Gen 3 at all
No.
until right before Gen 4. I think like 2 months before Gen 4 was announced. There was a big like Toys R Us like Mew distribution.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So Suri actually he gave me, I think it was Ruby. I think it was his copy of Ruby because he had Sapphire.
Cool.
And I went to this Mew distribution because I'd never gotten Mew before.
Yeah.
And I was in line at the big Times Square Toys R Us.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes, yes.
With a
Nice.
bunch of strangers for like 4 hours in this line.
Woof.
And then they opened, and we all went down to the video game section, and they were like, "We're not doing that giveaway. We're not doing that distribution." And we're like, "What? How is this Toys R Us, the like flagship fucking Toys R Us, not doing this?" So like,
And how did they not realize with all the people queuing outside?
Yeah,
as well?
there was a big fucking line outside, and no one
Whoa.
said anything to us.
That's wild. Wow. Crikey. I think that they've rarely done them in the UK. I remember the first one was at a shopping centre called Blue Water. So the joke was, it's Mew Water, and that's where you got your Mew and Pokemon Red. And then I remember being at a I don't know if you have them in the States. We call them like a car boot sale, where you kind of drive up with your vehicle, and out the boot of your car, your trunk, you sell stuff.
Oh yeah, we
kind of
have
like
it's,
yeah,
I think we just call them trunk sales or something like that.
trunk sales. And I had my Action Replay and my Game Boy, and I was selling like hacked Mews for 50p a pop.
Oh my god.
To kids. It was great. I only got like £5, but yeah.
Still, that's
Yeah.
a profit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was. I had ended up with a group of people my age. It was mostly kids, which wasn't a surprise. It was a fucking Pokemon thing. Of course, it was going to be mostly like 10 and 12-year-olds, but there were a couple people my age, and we all ended up kind of in the same spot in line. And I was hanging out with them, and one of them was like, "I'm from Brooklyn. I know where a Toys R Us in Brooklyn is. We'll all go there." So I just followed like 10 complete strangers into the outer I had never been to the outer boroughs by myself before. Possibly
Crikey.
not at all. I did not know how to get back. And I just
Christ.
went. I'm like, yeah, okay. Okay, this is fine. This is normal. I got my Mew.
Got your Mew, well. At least you got your Mew, yeah.
I stayed
Crikey.
in touch with a couple of them for a couple
That's
of
nice.
months, and then I fell out of contact with them because I'm very bad at talking to people.
Oh yeah, no, I get that.
'Cause
I'm the
this
same,
was
unfortunately.
especially like before. This was like before Twitter was really a thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think I had added them on LiveJournal.
Oof. Yeah, it's that far back. I think
Yeah.
I was a Bebo person back then.
You know,
if you ever-
I started on like a LiveJournal knockoff that had like
Oh, wow.
ripped LiveJournal's code. It was the exact same thing, but it was called Dead Journal because I was fucking
Wow.
like 13. And then
Well,
a few
you
years
can't
later,
blame
I
13
moved over to LiveJournal, and I was on there for a long time. I was on LiveJournal. Let's see, I graduated college in 2011. I was on there maybe until like 2013.
Yeah, I knew people who were on there until 2013. It was funny though because they still thought it was like a huge a social media site by then, and I was like,
No.
it's not. Like I can show you numbers to show that it's not.
Yeah,
but,
well,
like, it's fine that you are having a
After
good
the
time. with it, but-
Russian company bought it, whatever Russian company took them over, it really
Hmm.
fell apart. And then like the whole strike through ordeal in 2011.
God, yeah, I think I
So
think I've
many
heard of
people
it, but
left. It was a big thing.
Yeah.
Because it was around the time that the whatever Russian company it was, I don't remember the name of
Sure.
it. was buying them, and they went through and were just purging anything that they found to be like dangerous content.
Oof.
And they like automated it, so they also ended up getting rid of a lot of like support groups, like support group communities. It was a lot of fandom communities also, but there were like SA survivor support group communities that like
Right.
were taken down, and all kinds of things. Private
Oof.
journals got deleted, like normal people's private journals got deleted. So a lot of people just like left, and I think that was really
Yeah.
the nail in the coffin, and it never quite recovered.
That sucks. That's bad. That's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
bad.
a shame
Ugh.
because your Punk Princess, thank you for the follow. But yeah, I've never quite found a social media site that I liked as much as LiveJournal. Tumblr came close.
Yeah.
Back in the early 2010s. Because it was a very
Yeah.
similar vibe, but
Yeah,
the
I tried to get on with
organization of
Tumblr back then,
LiveJournal
but it
was
wasn't
just
for me.
better.
Yeah, no, and I know like a lot of kind of that's where a lot of kind of fandom and fan fiction sort of became big from LiveJournal as well.
Yeah, a lot of that moved over to Tumblr because so much of it was lost in the purges and the strike throughs, that we were like, we can't. It's not safe to keep everything here anymore because there's stuff that was lost that it can't be recovered.
Ugh, terrible, gross. Like what?
It's
What do
why
you do?
I'm so weird about like the like shipper versus anti-shipper discourse that exists now,
Yeah.
which I'm not part of. I don't get into that.
I see it sometimes, but I just stay unclear.
Yeah, no, I see it, but again, like I'm not involved in fandom the way I used to be. And I mean, you know me,
Yeah,
I ship things and
Yeah.
I can't be stopped, but I just, kind of sit in my corner and enjoy what I enjoy. Because there are certain, like, quote unquote anti-arguments that I kind of agree with, but so much of their discourse is the same, like, purity culture stuff that
Yeah.
is essentially just targeting queer people enjoying fandom.
Yeah.
That got the LiveJournal strike through to happen, and I'm just like, I can't with this.
Yeah. I've with fandom with me, it's always been weird, just because I guess I've always been into stuff that mainly aimed at kids, which I'm sure
Yeah.
Same for you, I guess.
Mood.
So there's always been the big turnover, the people who are kids and haven't really learnt much. And kind of it's difficult to navigate those fandoms sometimes, and it's just like and then with the older people, it's like sometimes they might be Nazis, and it's like, just because you like a thing doesn't mean you're all similar. So I'm just like, just stay in the periphery now. I have friends who like similar things, and everything else is just like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, like it's unfortunate, like so much of like why I understand where quote unquote antis are coming from is I watched in real time the My Little Pony fandom completely fall apart and go to hell.
Yeah,
I watched that shit because I was into it. I watched the first, I think, like 3 seasons. I thought it was a cute show. It was fun. At the time, like, Forza was coming out, and there was a lot of crossover because of the big, like, friendship themes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool, this is fun. This is a fun thing. And I watched that in real time over the course of maybe, like, 6 months get real bad.
Yeah. I wonder what the state that fandom is in now.
I don't know.
I guess the show's over, but
yeah, the show. Well, that generation did end, but the new generation is starting, and seems to be fairly similar. So I think they're just gonna kind of transition. I feel like My Little Pony took one for the team and kept all of that as well contained as they could, until like Voltron and Steven Universe happened.
Oh yeah.
And then I think after that, like Owl House kind of took some of the brunt of it.
Oh, I'm glad I've not seen any Owl House fandom stuff. All I know is that people are quite happy about um, all the gays in Owl House,
Yeah,
which is great.
which I appreciate. I've only seen the first season of the Owl House,
Hmm.
but it was good.
There's only a
It
few
was
episodes
real
in
good.
season 2 so far. But yeah, God Owl House is great. I really enjoyed it. I think technically Amphibia is like bigger maybe by viewing numbers, but I think Owl House is the better show
Yeah, well,
personally. Not
I
that
think
I love Amphibia still.
and I also I've seen the first like season and a half of Amphibia. I need to catch up on
Mhm.
that, because I think some big plot things have gone down from the
Yes.
rumblings that I've heard. But yeah, I think because Amphibia was less queer on the surface, though I think
Yeah.
in its underpinnings it is equally as queer. But
Oh
I think
yeah.
because it was less queer on the surface, Disney pushed Amphibia more, so its
Yeah,
viewer
yeah, I
numbers
can
are
see that.
higher.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I just think some of the lore stuff from Our House is just really kind of yeah, and there's a lot.
Oh yeah,
I guess it's also got my kind of theory senses going because there's a lot of
yes.
like unanswered questions going on, which is cool.
And it's a show that's very much built for that. Like Owl House stands kind
Yeah,
of. I mean, Amphibia's a little bit the same way,
sure.
but I think there's like a spectrum of like Gravity Falls to
Mm.
Amphibia, and then Owl House is kind of like the dead center of the two of those.
Yeah, I do like the how it looks like that Our House, Amphibia, and Gravity Falls are part of the same shared multiverse as well
Yeah,
in an interesting way.
yeah. No, I know
Although
Amphibia had the like weird Gravity Falls episode, which was very funny.
very great. It was great, and especially with Our House, Dana Terrace, she's
Yes.
partners with Alex Hirsch, so that also makes sense. Uh, I've been thinking about doing like a Hootie cosplay, just having like walking around with the door and have my arm just poke out with an owl face and go hoot hoot.
That would be very
Uh,
funny.
Hopefully, my arm will not die by doing that. So,
Like
uh,
I just very much appreciate Owl House's like weird kind of gross sense of humor, but not in a very
yes,
like it's not gross out humor. It's just
yes,
kind of gross humor.
and they have like a minute of Sakaga every episode,
Yes. Yeah.
like hand drawn in the US rather than like shipped overseas and stuff, which
Yeah,
is
like just
very cool.
an animation on the ones moment.
Oh, gotta love on the ones.
Yeah.
I always remember like I love the Gravity Falls opening because that's on ones for a lot of it,
Yeah.
and then you go into the episode and it's like TV animation budget, sure, I get it.
It's like I understand, but also
Yeah.
it's like they can't do TV animation on the ones on like a weekly schedule.
Absolutely not. At least it's not kind of the lies we used to get back in the 80s with like the Thundercats opening
Oh
being
god,
basically
yeah.
anime. So and
Yeah,
then the
and
TV show having like 17 frames.
yeah, just animated on like the tens.
Oof. God, was it? Yeah, I always remember that the Chitaro running section is like hand drawn by a legendary anime animator, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that because it was TMS who did a lot of those Disney shows as well back in the day. Tokyo Movie Shinka, who I believe did Bubblegum Crisis. So and other stuff. Yeah. So a lot of Disney Afternoon and early 90s animation was secret anime. So
Yeah,
that's why it
and
looks so good.
so much stuff is like again like Thundercats,
Batman animated
He-Man.
series was like that.
Yeah, like pretty much everything. All of the like commercial toy shows
Yes.
are basically secret anime.
Right. I think I need to go now so I can get set up for my own stream. But thank you so much for having me on, and thank you for eating noodles with me.
Yes, absolutely. I cannot finish these. Oh my god.
You've done a good portion. I'm very proud of you for getting through as much as you have.
It was rough. My throat is not doing amazing. So I do think I'm also gonna step back from here, just to recover. But I will be back on Friday, where we're gonna work on Choo Choo's chibi model, and then on
Yeah.
Sunday I'm coming to the Greg's Invitational after party.
Yes, you are. Yes, when we're doing Jackbox and maybe Gartic Phone first as part of my birthday collab day.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Friday. Yeah. So I'm streaming a bit later. X-Wing, which I think I mentioned to GD, and He-Man was US Animation at Filmation. Oh no, you're right about. Yeah, that was all like.
right.
Yeah. And I think some in Mexico, or was that Hanna-Barbera? No, that was Hanna-Barbera.
That was probably Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
Even though Hanna-Barbera was a huge influence on Tezuka. It's where
yes,
he
of course
got
he
the
was.
idea
Yeah.
to do TV animation. He was looking at Hanna-Barbera and looking at like animation on the threes, on the threes and below, and being like, "Oh, you can produce a weekly show this way," and that's like how he got started doing Astro Boy.
It's wild to think of kind of how that, the US fed into Japanese animation that way, and then you go flash forward to the early noughties, and then anime style kind of feeds back into Western cartoons
I
and stuff.
wrote a college paper on this because we had to pick
nice.
a topic from a list that the teacher gave us, and I saw like which is Western animation or like Asian animation superior, and I'm like, let me tell you some things.
Ooh.
Let me tell you some things about how they're all the fucking same.
They're all the same. I think animators say that a lot of Western animation, like obviously it's mostly the same and it all feeds back into each other. But like some of the key differences between like Western animation is you have whatever the 6 core principles the 9 old men from Disney had,
yes,
which I never remember the names of. And anime is about kind of efficiency and using kind of like energy to make stuff seem moving more than it is or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's
all feeds
back. A lot of
Miyazaki,
like Miyazaki will talk about those principles a lot. How it's a lot of long moments.
Yes, was it because of Ma or something like that?
Yeah.
MA or MAA? Yeah.
Yeah. But it's really fascinating. But I saw that topic and I was like, oh no, you have lit the fire inside me. And I had to like the paper had to be like a specific length, like it wasn't allowed to be longer, so I had to like hold myself back in portions because like I at points I was getting into like tokusatsu and how that influenced it, and like how manga fed into it, how Western comics fed into it, and how it is this perpetual loop of Tezuka watching Disney and Hanna-Barbera, and that starting anime, and then that all feeding back into US, and then that feeding back into anime when you hit stuff like Panty and Stocking and a lot more, and even like the humor in like kids shows, and it all is this perpetual feedback loop, and I'm just like, no, there is no better or worse. It's all the fucking same shit.
It's all the fucking same.
And like, the feedback I got on that paper, she was like, I have never heard any of this. This is fascinating.
Oh, that's good.
Because I think it's in there, and because I was going to this community college in my late 20s, early 30s, and most of the kids who are picking this topic are gonna be like 18, 19-year-old weebs who are gonna just give her a history of anime paper, and I'm like that's fair. The kids can express themselves however they want. I've got a lot of thoughts on like Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen being this generation's Bleach and Naruto. It's all the same shit, and Bleach and Naruto were that generation's fucking Dragon Ball and Yu Yu Hakusho. It's all the same shit. Like, Bleach almost didn't get published because it was too similar to Yu Yu Hakusho. It's all the same shit. It's all
wow, imagine a world without Bleach.
Generational feedback loops. It's all the same shit.
Yes.
But yes, I will let you go from here.
Yes. let's end this loop, and we'll do another loop.
So like I said, I'll be back on Friday with an art stream. I'll be here on Sunday. I'm starting at 3 p.m. instead of 1, and hitting that Greg's Invitational after party.
Oh yeah.
And of course, prior to that, Captain here will be hosting the first Greg's Invitational.
Unfortunately, not sponsored by Greg's, but my DMs are open. Gregory. Yeah, I'll ship you over some sausage rolls so that you can enjoy them with us.
Yes, so thank you everyone for coming and watching us suffer. Be sure to follow Captain Hurricane, who's going to be streaming a little later. TIE Fighter something?
X-Wing, so I can shoot
X-Wing.
at TIE Fighters, yeah.
Okay, there we go. So be sure to follow, you go there, you be good. And I will see you all next time.
Bye!